This is how to plan the ultimate road trip in a van. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Bailey and I'm a travel content creator, mainly on TikTok and Instagram, but also here on YouTube. I teach everyone how to travel in our 20s, how to budget travel, how to make those dream trips that you have a reality while we're still young and able to do anything and everything that we want. And today I'm going to be taking you guys through how I plan the ultimate van road trip. I have done 3 in the past year now. I've been on a high trying to explore all the national parks across the US. On this trip specifically, we're going to Yosemite, Sequoia, and Death Valley, but I've also done Glacier, Zion, Bryce Canyon, Yellowstone, and the Tetons in the past year. So I have a lot of experience with all the logistics of planning one of these things, especially when you don't live where you're going. I'm from Chicago, and so every time I go on a road trip, I fly out, and we usually rent camper vans. I've rented from 3 different companies. For this trip, we're renting with California Van Life. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of our vans, tell you how we plan the trip, plan our route, deal with logistics while we're actually here, and show you how beautiful California is and a few of the national parks here in Central California. So if you guys are interested in planning your own road trip for this summer, keep on watching. Welcome to Yosemite.
Oh, here at Yosemite?
Yosemite?
Today we are hiking at Yosemite.
Good morning from Yosemite National Park. It's rainy, cold, and definitely not the weather we were hoping for. One thing I've learned about national parks is that you have to be extremely flexible. You never know what the weather will do or if a hiking trail will be closed, and that's why I try to do my research beforehand and keep a running list of backup hikes and viewpoints saved to a downloaded map. Most national parks have little to no service, so having lots of options can completely save your day. Yosemite is still just as magical in the rain, so instead of attempting the big hike we originally planned, we're swapping it out for all the scenic pull-offs and viewpoints, so let's make the most of today.
Well, we're here at Bridal Mill Falls. Us and 50 others.
Only ones here, actually.
Really majestic.
No one else. Really peaceful.
Nothing like being with all these people. It really makes you feel in nature.
Really quiet.
We're currently outside of Yosemite and I'm gonna give you guys a tour of our camp. We have 2 vans on this trip and this is the first one. It's a Mercedes Sprinter van. You come inside, you have the double bucket seats up front. Here is a microwave that we don't really use much, along with a huge fridge. Here is our kitchen setup with our sink and our stove. This closet, when you open it up, is a full toilet wet bath situation. We haven't been using it, but it would be really nice when it's really cold if you don't want to get out and shower or if you're at a campground that has water hookup, but we pretty much free camp, so it's not really as much of an option because we don't have enough water. In the very back during the day, this is more like bench seating, and the back seat actually does come up to become a full couch. Underneath here, we have a ton of extra storage. In this van sleeps 2 of us. We ended up renting both these vans through California Van Life, and they're both different, so I'm gonna show you the other side. This is Haley over here trying to start us a fire for tonight.
It's not going well. We don't have fire starter like last year, so I'm just really trying to make do.
She's trying her best.
I'm really trying.
We have 2 campsites for tonight because they're not big enough to have both the vans on one. This is the second campsite and our second van that holds 3 people.
Hello.
This is where we'll eat dinner tonight, and then our other cooking setup. Lainey's our chef tonight.
We're having tofu and tempeh and a nice little veggie mix with some kale and mushrooms and onion. This is hands down the best cooking setup I have ever had. This camper stove is massive. I can fit 2 full-size pans, which is so lovely when you're cooking for 5 girls. I have never had this much room before, and I also love that we're like fully outside setup-wise. We don't have to do any prep or anything inside because I can use everything down here to cut and prep. It's a little dirty right now, but I'm in the process, you know?
So going inside this van, like I said, this is for 3 people. So it's a completely different setup. You still have the bucket seats back here, but then you also have the second bench row. This is our kitchen setup for inside, which was really nice the other day when it was raining when we were trying to cook breakfast. This is a full wet bath as well that I showed you in the other one, but right now it is currently being used as a closet. Back here is garage by day, but by night this comes down into a full-size bed. Third person gets the super special bunk bed up here. Right now the bunk is down, but when we get to where we're gonna sleep tonight, this thing gets popped up and there is a completely full-size bed up here. This could technically sleep 4, but honestly it's very full with 3 people, so I don't know if I would do much more than that for long term. But this is our camp setup as 5 girls who are doing 3 different national parks on this trip over 7 days. I wanted to take a moment to shout out the sponsor of today's video, which is Mapper. This is a website that you can use to get all the recommendations for any sort of dream trip that you have planned. Because I know road trips can get overwhelming fast. There's so many logistic stops and places to keep track of. So I put together a full map of this California road trip with everywhere I stayed, hiked, and stopped along the way to make it easier to follow. Mapper is basically a platform where creators can share their exact travel routes and recommendations all in one place. And on this trip, I visited Yosemite, Sequoia, and Death Valley and pinned all my favorite spots in each park, like Upper Yosemite Falls, Tunnel Log, and the sand dunes in Death Valley. So make sure you check out Mapper today to get all your personalized recommendations, and if you're planning a road trip, use it to find the hidden spots and the places that you must see wherever you're going. So with that, let's get back to the video.
We were where? We were up there today.
There.
A mere 2 hours ago.
And now we're here. The most stressful part of renting a camper van is honestly the logistics. It's a whole new system to learn, and even if you've already rented one before, every van is a little different. Here are a few things I always keep in mind. The first one, pay attention during the van walkthrough. You'll probably forget half of it, but knowing where things are like the water tank, power, and dump valves can save you a lot of frustration later. 2, most campgrounds have water fill and dump stations. Even if you're not staying there, you just have to pay a small fee. Some national parks offer these services as well. 3, showers are a little few and far between. If it's warm enough, you can usually rinse off using your outdoor shower attached to the van, or you can pay for a shower at a campground, or my personal favorite, just jump in a lake. 4, do a big grocery run before you hit the road, but remember your fridge is only so big. We usually have to restock every few days, so it's worth planning your route around a grocery stop halfway through the trip. We're off to meet the General. Papa. Papa Sequoia.
Mesmerized by this. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. You made me misplace. I think it was there. 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm that many years old.
Time to finally talk about how to actually plan your trip, and a lot of this happens before you go, but some of it happens while you're currently on the trip because you just never know what's going to happen. You kind of have to roll with the punches and figure things out as they happen. So first is trying to plan a route. I personally think it's fun to visit a couple different parks in a trip, but definitely be realistic with how far away they are, and then also how many days you have in each. We did 4 nights in Yosemite, 1 night in Sequoia, and now we have 2 nights in Death Valley. Ideally, I probably would have done 3 nights in Death Valley just because it's such a far drive, but we were working with what we had. So just pick a cluster of parks that you really want to explore and start there. For some trips, I picked up a van in one spot and flown out of a completely different state and dropped it off there. And then in others, I've flown into the same airport and just did a big loop. When you're going to find campsites, I like to use Dirt, iOverlander, different random forums or YouTube videos that I can find of dispersed camping sites. These are usually just a set of coordinates that campers will tell you that you're allowed to free camp on BLM land, which is land that is owned essentially by the government for free use, usually marked by places that look like people have camped before, or they have like an old fire pit or something random next to it. And sometimes you can actually park in campgrounds, which is where we are right now in Death Valley. Death Valley is so vast that there are some places outside the park. However, the park itself can take like 3 hours to drive through, and so I knew I wanted to stay at least for 1 night inside the park to make our drive the next morning a lot easier. So we honestly just pulled up. It's not high season. Right when we got here, we ended up buying a campsite that is valid until noon the next day, and then we just pulled back around here after we were done, and now this is our spot. So you kind of just like wing it as you go. Other times I've also tried different dispersed sites and they just didn't work, or they were already full, because obviously it's first come first serve since you're not reserving anything, and you just need to have a million lists of backup options. So much of the day-to-day life of being in a van and on a camping trip is just going with the flow, seeing what happens, pulling over at random rest stops to make lunch or to make breakfast, or just like Honestly, it should be an exercise in problem solving because something's always going to go wrong. You're going to think something's wrong with the van, but it's really just you don't know enough about it to be able to fix it. So you're just trying to do everything you can to fix it. Like since we've been on this trip, our pop top got stuck up the other day, so we couldn't drive. So we had to like completely problem solve that at like 6 a.m. Sometimes the gas won't work and then you realize that the propane thing is just off, or you're out of propane, or you don't have a water pump on. It just completely works your brain in a new way, and you have to think of every scenario. But also so much of the fun of a van trip is the spontaneous breaks. So like you're just driving past something and then you pull over, or you find a random campsite like this that you weren't planning on staying in and you end up staying there for 2 nights, not even just one. And these are things you can't plan for. Like they just happen because you drive by and you're like, oh, what about that? So I know as someone like me, I used to be super planner. Even now I still like having options, but I really just like to show up and just see what happens, because this isn't something where you have to like book a lot of places, especially if you're traveling in the shoulder season like we are now at the beginning of April. You really don't have to plan a whole lot because this parking lot is empty. There is no one here.
What was your ice cream choice?
A strawberry shortcake bar.
Aaron?
A blue bunny ice cream sandwich.
It's like 95 degrees out, and I think we earned it.
That's all I have for today's video. I am dropping the van off now in like about 30 minutes and then flying out of Fresno back to Chicago. So that's the end of my 7-day, 8-night road trip through Central California. If you guys want more of life in our 20s and travel in our 20s, and to find more videos like this of how to actually make your dream trips happen, make sure you subscribe down below. See you guys in my next video.